The Angel, Devil's Playground, harbor of notorious criminals, killers, and every imaginable menace to civilization, covering but a few square blocks, yet controlling an entire city. You look into one of the buildings. I ain't gonna do your rotten dirty work no more, Ricky. I'm quitting. Get this, Weasel, as long as I am boss of this outfit, there is only one way of quitting, and I don't have to tell you how that is. In the middle of the hot argument, a thin, greasy-looking figure bursts into Ricky's office. Boss, I want you to meet a pal of mine. Later bring, I have a job for you. Weasel wants to quit. Oh, so you think you're gonna bump me off, and we'll see about that. Who said I was? This friend of mine that I told you about is just itching to do me a favor, and he'll do anything I ask him. 414. As Brink opens the door, Weasel jumps back as if he had seen the devil himself. Get him out of here, he ain't human. Jesus. Oha lan. That's right, he ain't now, Ricky. Did you say you wanted Weasel out of the way? Böyle şeye geçiyor o zaman yavaştan. Süper kahramanlar süper kötülerle dövüşüyor falan, en sevdiğimde. At that moment, Weasel draws his gun and starts blasting away at the huge creature, but the bullets ricochet as if they were striking a stone wall. With a whiff of his arm, the creature sends Weasel crashing through the window. Jesus. That's the end of Weasel, boss. Yeah, 5 flies down is a big drop. Jesus Christ, bu iş sakatmış. If you're thinking of bringing this mug into the mob, you're off your nut. I can use him. He's too big and clumsy. The cops could spot him out of a million. So you're not taking him in. Well, Butch, the only way you could get into the mob then is if I were boss. Since I am Ricky's number one man, I'd become boss if anything happened to him. Get rid of him, Butch. Jesus. Sahibini ısırıyor, kendi sahibini. Öyle mi denir? No, Brink, I'll take him in the mob, but don't let him get me. Brink, don't let him get me. Brink's crackling laugh is heard above the horrifying screams of Ricky as Butch closes in on him. Nice work, Butch. You're now a member of the mob, and I'm boss. This is the boss talking. There's a couple of guys in the alley. Dump them in the sewer now, but I'm going to put you to work. Jesus, oğlum çok korkunç ben. Ben korkunç. Within a few days, terror reigns the city. Entire counters and jewelry shops are stolen. Bank walls are torn wide open. Men, women, and children are trampled to death. And even cold-blooded murder prevails without a halt. The huge creature strikes like lightning, then disappears into the shadows of the metropolis without leaving a single trail or clue. İlginçliğini düşünüyordum. Halktan küçük, insandan büyük, o aradaki bir şey saklana falan da biliyor demek ki. Böyle cidden korkunç şey. Not cool, of. Şuna bak. Çok iyice karışıyor. 416. Every able man is armed and given orders to shoot this monster terrorizing the city. In groups of a dozen or more, the men led by members of the regular police force cover the city day and night. Then one cold, foggy night, the huge creature appears through the shadows. At the side of the enormous fiend barge, a barrage of machine guns, revolvers, rifles, and grenades breaks out. Herkes saldırıyor. Tişörtüne de zarar gelmiyor ama dedik böyle ayrıntıları konuşmuyoruz artık. Benim de gözüme batmamaya başladılar zaten, sorun yok. The whizzing ball is on the anger budge and he crumbles the men like splinters. As the slaughter is at its height, a familiar figure appears on the scene. It is the angel with tremendous speedy dice for the neck of the huge towering figure. 417, Jesus. Bir tane patlatıyor, onu gördük. The powerful arms of the angel clamp tighter and tighter around the monster's neck. İşte güzel yere saldırdı ama bir işe yarayacağını düşünmüyoruz. With one sweep of his huge arm, the monster boss tears the angel loose and dashes him to the sidewalk. Rising to his feet, the angel again charges into the monster like a striking thunderbolt. Swerving and dodging the ever-swinging arms of the huge creature, the angel's blows strike home with incredible rapidity. Unable to get his hands on the fast-moving figure, Butch becomes puzzled, crack, and flees into the darkness. In a flash, the angel leaps to a nearby fire escape ladder and swings to the rooftops. Send the general alarm and follow him. Yani çünkü şu an cidden zayıf halinde yaratık ama bu yaratık en başta nasıl ortaya çıktı? That's the question yani. While the armed men follow the terrorizing monster on the ground, the angel streaks from one building to another. In his puzzled state, Butch leaves a trail of destruction for the police to follow easily. Meanwhile, in the underworld's stronghold Devil's Playground, $5 million worth a day, and you boys will get your cut too if you play ball with me. Hani altın bir şeyler. Suddenly a rumbling is heard outside and a moment later Butch crashes through the door. Oh. Something's gone wrong. He ain't got a thing with him. Look, the street's full of cops. As Brink reaches the window, he sees police and armed men storming into the street from every angle. 419. A raid, sound alarm and tell everybody to scatter throughout the city. Blast your way out if you have to. But get out of here. Emmett scrambles for the door, immediately breaks out, but Bush remains as he was. Seeing the angel crash through the window, the huge creature turns to destroy him and hurls a heavy chair. Simultaneously, the angel leaps from a nearby rooftop to the window of the room where Butch is now alone. Önce şuraya okumamız gerekiyormuş. The angel, quickly gaining his balance, catches the chair and sends it back, crashing into the monstrous Butch. Fire grows in the monster's eyes and he suddenly charges at the angel with all his power. İki dev dövüşecek bakalım. 420. A quick leap sideways and the angel clears himself from the thundering charge of Butch. Önce şuraya okuyalım. The bedlam in the street suddenly stops and eyes turn upward to see the huge monster Butch crashing through the wall. Böyle bir kelime yok. As if the building had been hit by a bomb in an air raid, instantly the police grasp the opportunity and leap from their barricade upon the bewildered band of men from the underworld. Jesus Christ. Looks like that's the end of the monster. He crashed through into the subway and hasn't stirred since. I'd like to know who was responsible for this fiend's destruction. Chief, look! As the men look upward, they see the figure of the angel leaping from the torn open building into the shadows of the alley. Well, Brink, you thought you had the biggest and strongest thing alive on your side, but this just goes to show you there'll always be someone to top your best on the side of the law. Another episode of The Angel will appear in the next issue. 2 ünlem. Hadi bye.